What's up, guys? It's Chris here to give my predictions for UFC 113 Machida versus Shogun 2. First off, yes, I am wearing an MMA shirt. I've never bought any MMA type clothes, but I was at Walmart a while back buying some T-shirts for my dad. I think it was for Father's Day or his birthday. I don't remember. And they had all these novelty shirts for like $7, including this Underdog MMA shirt. I just thought it was kind of funny. Plus, I mean, T-shirt for $7, even a white T-shirt for $7 is a good deal. You can never have enough T-shirts, so. Before anyone even thinks about asking about that, that's what it is. So, enough with that nonsense, though. Looking forward to this fight, Machida Shogun rematch. First fight, I personally thought that Shogun deserved a decision. I thought he won 3 rounds to 2. I've watched a couple fights since the original time, both with and without the volume. I still believe Shogun won or deserved to win. Now, granted, I think when you watch a fight over and you think a certain guy won, your view may be a bit biased or skewered because you're looking for things to confirm that the guy that you believe won actually did so. But that being said, it was a close fight. But every time I've watched it, I still believe that Shogun deserved the decision. He didn't get it, thus the rematch. Okay, so this event's going down in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Thus, there's a lot of Canadians on the undercard. We'll touch up the undercard real quick. First off, we have Jason McDonald, late minute replacement for David the Crow Loazo, taking on John Salter. I've yet to see John Salter fight. Doesn't have that stellar of a record or resume. Thus, I'm going to go with Jason McDonald to win this by submission. Johnny Hendricks versus TJ Grant. I expect Hendricks, the better wrestler, to out-wrestle TJ and either catch him in a guillotine or win a decision. Joey Beltran against Tim Hague. Beltran was brought in basically to lose to whichever Gracie that was they had a couple events ago. But unfortunately for the UFC, Beltran won. But I don't think he's that good of a fighter, even though I love his nickname, the Executioner. But not that Hague's world-class by any means, but I think Hague's a bigger and better fighter than Beltran, so I expect Hague to win this by TKO. Yoshiyuki against Yoshida against Michael Gaiman, or Mike the Joker Gaiman. I like Gaiman. He's got a good backstory. If you don't know it, look it up. But I think that Yoshida's on a little bit higher level overall as a fighter, so I expect Yoshiyuki Yoshida to win this by decision. Marcus Davis against Jonathan Goulet. Why do they gotta do this to poor Jonathan Goulet? Nothing against the guy, but he just can't take a punch. You know, he has a bit of a glass chin. No disrespect. You know, I remember when he was scheduled to fight Mike Swick, I was like, what's the over-under? Will he get knocked out in under 90 seconds? I thought he would, and he did. Same thing here. You know, I don't like Marcus Davis. I'm not a fan whatsoever, but this is an easy fight for him. Expect a knockout. Over under 90 seconds, I'd go with the under. Next up, Filthy Tom Lawler against Joe Dirksen. Dirksen is a last minute replacement as well. I don't recall who he's replacing. I don't think it's going to matter. I expect Tom Lawler to win this. Dirksen is a good, well-rounded fighter, but he's a little bit past his prime. He has a lot of fights, a lot of wear and tear. I think Lawler's going to use his superior wrestling, take him down, and beat him up on the ground to a decision or a TKO. On to the main card with a couple pretty good fights. As far as entertainment-wise, or at least what I'm anticipating. First up, we got Patrick Cote against Alan Belcher. This is a fight, could be one of the fights of the night. Two guys that like to stand and trade. Belcher, Muay Thai, more well-rounded on the feet, uses more things as far as punches, kicks, and knees. Cote, more of a classic boxer-type striker. Although Belcher's more well-rounded on the feet, I favor Cote. You know, at times Belcher got outboxed by Yoshihiro Akiyama. That shouldn't happen. And the fact that it did leads me to believe that Cote can definitely get the better of him standing. I think it'll be a back-and-forth fight for a while, but I think ultimately Cote's going to wear Belcher down and stop him. Plus, I think Cote has got a better chin than Belcher. Cote's got a hell of a chin. He can take a hell of a punch. Belcher can take a good shot too, but I just think that Cote will be able to hold up better. So look for Patrick Cote to win by TKO in what should be one of the better fights of the night. Next up, we got the triumphant or not so triumphant return of Kimbo Slice. Depending on what side of the cage you're on, so to speak, taking on Matt Mitrione. This is actually a fight I had a lot of trouble predicting or making a pick on. Obviously, I believe the UFC wants Kimbo to win. That's why they put him against Houston Alexander above his normal weight in his last fight. That's why they're putting Kimbo against Matt Mitrione, a guy who only has 1 win in the UFC, or 1 win in his MMA career. However, I'm not sure things are going to go as planned. No, I'm not saying Matt Mitrione's a better fighter than Kimbo Slice. Who's to say? Neither of them are that good, in all honesty. But Matt Mitrione is a lot bigger. The dude's like pushing 265, I believe. He's an athletic guy, even though it doesn't look like it. I don't know. Kimbo was able to manhandle Houston Alexander in the clinch and stuff and on the ground. But when he got him down, he wasn't able to do anything there. I don't even know if he'll be able to get Matt Mitrione down. And if he is, I don't think he's going to be able to hold him down. Thus, I think it's going to be a fight contested on the feet. And considering Kimbo was knocked out by a blown-up 205er in Seth Petrozelli, I think Matt Mitrione, a bigger guy, a stronger guy, has got the power to put Kimbo out. So this fight could go either way. It is a legitimate toss-up, coin toss. But I'm going to go with Matt Mitrione by TKO. Next up, another what should be exciting fight. You got Sam Stout against Jeremy Stephens. Full disclosure, I'm a fan of Jeremy Little Heathen Stephens. I like his style, I like his aggression. But I think he's a little bit outmatched here. Similar to Cote Belcher. Now, in this instance, though, Stout is more well-rounded on the feet. He's more of the kickboxer like Belcher. Whereas Jeremy Stephens is a little bit more one-sided or one-dimensional in his striking. He's got good power, but both guys have fought Spencer Fisher. Sam Stout had much better results than Jeremy did. Sam Stout's better on the ground, although I don't think this fight's going to go there much. Mostly stand-up fight, but I just think Stout's a little bit more well-rounded on the feet. I think his technique's a bit sharper. So, although I'd like to see Jeremy win, I think Sam Stout's going to pull out a decision. And what should be another one of really entertaining fights on the night. Co-main event of the night, we got Josh Koscheck against Paul Sentex Daly. Love the nickname. If you don't know what it means, look it up. Guy's been talking trash leading up to the fight, before the fight was even made. Great trash talk between these two. The winner is tentatively scheduled to be the next coach on The Ultimate Fighter opposite George St. Pierre. And obviously, at the end of that, get the next shot at GSP for the title. Koscheck's been making noise saying he wants to test his mettle and try to stand and trade with Daly. I don't think he's going to do that. He'd be a fool to do that. The only place Paul Daly's going to win this fight is standing. He definitely has the power to do it. But the problem is, Paul doesn't have the best takedown defense. And on the ground, he's got a lot of deficiencies. I think Koscheck is smart enough to know what to do and what not to do. He's not going to go in there and try to be macho. He's going to go in there, maybe trade a little bit. But when he gets the opportunity, he's going to take his double leg shot, put Daly on his back, and grind him out to either a TKO stoppage or, more likely, a rear naked choke. I see something similar to Koscheck's win over Anthony Rumble Johnson. Now, I would love to see Paul Daly win. I think he's an exciting fighter. I think he brings excitement to the division. But I just don't think he is well-rounded enough to handle a fighter like Josh Koscheck at this point in his career. Go look at Daly's fight against Jake Shields. On the ground, he really had nothing. So I see more of the same here. So Josh Koscheck by rear naked choke. On to the main event. As mentioned earlier, we got the rematch between Lyoto the Dragon Machida and Mauricio Shogun Rua. Looking forward to this fight. The first fight, like I said, was close. People said Shogun fought the perfect fight. Can you replicate it? Why not? Why can't you capitalize on a successful game plan you had the first time? It was a close fight. I do think that Shogun, he gave Machida something different he didn't expect. Used a lot of kicks to the legs and the body. Machida did good work as well, especially with those counter knees and his counter strikes that he's really good at. He's really quick with the counters. What I think is going to happen here, let me say this first. If this fight does end by TKO or before the 5 rounds, I would expect Lyoto Machida to get the TKO. I think his strikes have a little bit more power behind him. And I think Shogun's chin is a little bit more, not that he has a bad chin, but I just think he's more likely to get stopped by TKO than Lyoto is. That said, I'm going to go with Shogun to repeat his performance the first time. And this time get the unanimous decision win. Get the judge's decision, I should say. Just do what you did in the first fight. The only thing I would advise Shogun not to do, don't go for the takedowns. Granted, I know Shogun's probably better on the feet or on the ground than Machida, but he wasted a lot of time and a little bit of energy trying to get Machida there in the clinch in the first fight. No success doing it, so don't bother even trying to do it. You're just going to waste energy and time, and it's not going to score any points. Plus, although I think Shogun's really good in the clinch with the knees, Machida's pretty dangerous there as well, so don't waste your time there. Just keep it standing. Do what you did in the first. Use your leg kicks at a distance. Honestly, I just think that Muay Thai is a perfect style to counter Machida karate. Can I be wrong? Obviously, this fight will probably be a little more indicative than the first fight. We'll see for sure, but I do think that Muay Thai, especially with the kicks, are a good clash of styles against Machida. So I think it's going to be another close fight, more than likely a 5-round fight, but I think Shogun's going to do enough to win. And I think the judges may be a little bit more inclined to vote for him after the controversy in the first fight, even though they're probably not going to be the same judges. So look for another close fight, but I got Shogun by a unanimous decision. Who do you guys think won the first fight? Who do you think is going to win the rematch? That's what I want to know. And who would you prefer to win between Koscheck and Daly? That's it for now. Be sure and check out the website, thewillbebloodfightshow.com, leaveitinthering.com, my Twitter if you're interested. Links in the information part under the video as always. I did a write-up on this event, more in-depth thoughts on Shogun Machida as well as Daly Koscheck, as well as a preview for this week's upcoming Bellator event, which I think looks really good. So be sure and check that out if you're interested. I'll probably be back Saturday night or Sunday to give my thoughts afterwards. But until then, you guys, I'm out.